YouTube, what's up with it? It's NVclosetmedgrower, your big homie, Mr. Big Dookie, and we're back yet again for another weekly update. Like clockwork, folks. Take a look here in the LED tent, filling out nicely. HID tent, doing wonderful. So, as always, start out the show with announcements, and I actually have two announcements this week. First announcement, Emerald Cup. Anyone that's going to be there in Santa Rosa this weekend in Northern California, I'm definitely going to be there, so you can definitely find me running around wearing one of my t-shirts, one of these two, probably the NV one. I don't know, I'm probably going to bring them both. But I'm going to be running around with those shirts on, running around with the rest of the GrowTube Roundtable guys. So any of you that don't know what the GrowTube Roundtable is, it's a live show that takes place every week on Crazy Dago's channel that I'm a member of. And what we do is we show up, we have a few topics, we talk about those topics, always grow topics for the most part, or cannabis related topics. And as soon as we're done with those topics, we move on to a few user questions and a little bit of bullshitting, and then we get out of there. It's usually a 2 to 3 hour show, all live, and there's some pretty damn good YouTubers and members of our grow community that take place on it. So definitely go check it out and check out all the members on there, because something like 2/3 of the members are all going to be at Emerald Cup. So we're all meeting up for that, and I'm meeting up with them. So any of you that are coming up to Emerald Cup, I look forward to meeting you. So definitely come out and see me. Unfortunately, I'm taking a plane. I'm traveling with my family, so I'm not going to bring any of my own meds with me. But I'm definitely going to be up there smoking on some of the homies' meds, and I'm sure we'll have a good time regardless. So anyone that wants to meet up, wants to hang out, head up to the Emerald Cup. You can see me, Crazy Dago. I know Green Jean's going to be there, Grow Mouse, Pedro's Grow Room. The list goes on. I know there's a few others. Sorry, anyone I forgot. I'm just doing this off the top of my head right now. But yes, a bunch of awesomeness. So, make sure you head out to the Emerald Cup. Alright, for the second announcement, any of you might have noticed as we were going by, I have a big old freaking rosin press, so I got to thank two people. I got to first and foremost thank Dirty Bong Water. Anyone that don't know who he is should. He's been around YouTube for quite a while now. Very cool guy. You should go sub up to him if you haven't already. And he's also works with Best Value Vax, which is the other people I want to give a shout out. This is a unit they had sent to him, and it had a broken handle on it. There was a discontinued line by Best Value Vax that had these plastic top handles on it with like a crank. You cranked around like that, but the top of them kept breaking. So they discontinued that. They have a newer one with like a T-crank on it using the same, screw press, and that one works pretty good though. But either case, he had this one broken, told me if I paid for the shipping, I could have the press if I could find a way to fix the handle. So, simple solution. 10-inch pipe wrench. Worked pretty damn good actually. So, oops. So you got it kind of tight on there. But yeah, more or less, get the wrench up in there, wrap around, seems to work pretty good. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I completely and utterly failed my first time doing this. I will tell you guys, I actually pressed some bud first, just as a test. That worked really good on some Smurfberry. But then I ran a batch of hash, and I had like a 4.7 gram hash puck, and I tried to put it all in one patty. And I tried to record it for you guys, so I got about 9 minutes into a recording, and my bag blew out horribly. I think it burst. Fuck. And pretty much 5 seconds after that is where I ended the video and decided not to do anymore. What I can say though is I then took all the blown out hash material and made little smaller rosin bags out of this 25 micron. I folded them up like an envelope and made small little bags to press with. And I put the already pressed blown out hash material in some and kept pressing it out. And I ended up pressing out 3 grams out of that 4.7, even with the blowout. But unfortunately, being that it was double pressed, it's really dark in color and not the prettiest rosin in the world. However, it does smoke pretty decent. So you can see there's a little see-throughness to it. And this is about a 3 gram puck right here, other than a couple dabs I've taken out of it. Slab. So yeah, unfortunately I fucked that up. But I at least wanted to show you guys my mistake while I was at it. And if any of you happen to have a good suggestion on rosin bags that work well with hash, preferably either a really strong 25 micron or a decent strength 45 micron. I don't want to go any bigger than that with hash, otherwise you're really, some of those impurities that are in it, you're just pressing into the rosin anyways. I would prefer a 25. Anyone know, like, I don't know anything about rosin bags, and this is my first actual, like, legitimate press. So, seeing it works pretty decent. Adjustable temperatures on both sides, adjustable timer. So I actually have it set at 20 seconds, and I was pressing at 180. But yeah. So anyone that has a suggestion on which, you know, type or quality of rosin bags to use, please let me know. And I'll definitely make sure I get a video out playing with this thing later on. There's the annoying beep. Pretty cool though. But yeah, so far so good. So that was only 2 announcements, but I've already wasted a lot of time, so I think I should get into the show. Once again, thanks to Crazy Dago, the GrowTube Roundtable, and really big thanks to Dirty Bong Water, Best Value Vax. I'm gonna have some fun playing with that machine. So let's move it on into flower. All right, like I said, into the flower tent. Let's talk about this one here. Actually, no, we're gonna start off on the moneyberries, and we're gonna do that specifically because it looks pretty, and I wanted to try to put this filter over the, use some of my wavelength optical lenses, and hopefully we can get a little better color. No, I'm going to get glare though because I have the flash on. But overall, I think you guys can see a little better color now. It's a whole ton of frost. Super, super dank. And it's actually coming out with some pretty good color too. Oops. That's too blue. That gave me a headache. It was worth a try though. So, we'll just look from this side where we got a little better color. As you can see, Moneyberries, day 49. This is North Genetics, Ace of Spades crossed Plushberry, Sativa dominant hybrid. It's kind of on the cuffs whether you could call it a sativa or a hybrid. I would say it's like 70% sativa, 30% indica hybrid, somewhere along those lines. No, probably more like 60-40 now I think about it, because Plushberry's indica dominant. But yeah, either case, so it's definitely a hybrid, and this is a very sativa dominant structured plant with some beautiful color. So you can see in there I'm getting some beautiful like pinkish purple fading throughout the plant. It actually started about 2 weeks ago for some nice early coloration. It's really nice stuff. I'm excited to finish flowering this out. Got about 3 weeks left. I'm expecting to go about 10 weeks total on this strain. And so far so good. So from here on out, I will pretty much wait on it another week. It's getting fed one more week, and then it's going to start getting flushed. So should be good to go for the long weekend here. I'm actually going to be out away from my garden for 4 days straight. So But I'm pretty sure all my automated watering systems and everything should be able to keep up, and everything should be fine. Most of my systems here last about 4 days until I really got to get back and monitor them. Because even on these nutrient reservoirs, even if they last longer than 4 days, I need to re-pH them, usually on day 3 or 4. By the time I get to day 5, the pH will be way off, and it can start affecting the plant. So even though they're decent sized reservoirs, the pH will slowly drift. And you can see I got it way overfilled at the moment, just so that way all I have to do is just barely top them off in the morning, get on a plane, and head up to the Bay Area, and then drive up to Santa Rosa from there. So that's pretty much it, though. How'd that one break? Oh well. So that's pretty much it, though. Beautiful looking plant here with the money berries. I'm excited to get near the end of flower with it. It's beautiful. I need to take more pictures of it, honestly, as it keeps going. Oh, there's one more thing I can talk about it. This bud right here got a little bit of light stress. I actually pulled it way back over here under the canopy, but it was like flopped over right here, and it just got way too close to this dual-ended sitting where my hand, you can see the reflection off my hand. It's bright as hell right there. So either case, it got a little too much light, started to stress out. That's what happened with about 24 hours in that area. You can see the edge of those calyxes there burnt. There's some burnt leaf somewhere in there too. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Moneyberry, that's enough of that one. Moving on, Toxic Lord, man. Same day, day 49. Today's actually flush out day, and as you can see, I got quite a wet mess down there from just recently flushing about 10-15 gallons of water through that. But so far so good. Gotta say, Toxic Lord doing what it's supposed to do. Super frosty, super healthy. Big ol' stacked colas. This is another North Genetics, and this is Godbud crossed Chem Dog. And she's a monster. Just solid, deep, nice size to her. Like, look at that. That's like, my hand is 6 inches from the top of the cola, and it's still 3 inches wide right there. And the cola elongates down at least another 2-3 inches, and then the side branches are like mini colas themselves. So it smells great. Has this weird, unique, like sweet chemi lemon smell to it that I really enjoy. If you guys ever watch Raw OG 420, he's a smoke tube channel. He's a homie of mine too. He did a review on these, and he really likes this stuff too. You can definitely, it has a unique smell to it, and every time I bring some around him, he knows, like it triggers in his nose. That's that Toxic Lord. So even though it's not the super terpiest strain I have, it is definitely very, very high potency, and it is got enough smell and a unique enough smell to set it apart from some. So very cool strain. I'm blessed to have it, and especially such a high yielding phenotype. So look at this lower branch. A lot of strains that would be fluffy crap, and look at this, inch wide buds with a 3-inch cola. So there you go, Toxic Lord doing what it's supposed to do and doing a great job at it. See if we can get just a little more views of some of these frosty little trichomes. Oh, that looked good down there. It's a forest of trichomes. So yeah, that's that. Next oldest one in the tent is Ghost OG, filling up the Scrog and doing such an amazing job. It's on day 22, and I couldn't be happier with this run. I mean, look at this thing. I got it to the perfect height I wanted to, about 3 to 4 inches above that second layer. I got it lollipopped underneath, right up to the Scrog. The Scrog itself is 9 inches from there, so that gives me about a 12 to 14 inch canopy. And I got it thick enough in there to where I'm pretty sure I don't want it any thicker. You know, I'm catching almost all the usable light for the plant that's hitting that area. So I'm very happy with this Scrog. Got a very dense, even canopy, and the bud growth is coming on great. The health of the plant, is coming along wonderful as well. So another good run of our heirloom Ghost OG. And this is the clone only heirloom cut, and it's shaking a little bit from my fan. This fan's out of balance and always messing with me. See, my humidity was up in the 60s while I was flushing it. It's been down in the 40s lately though. 48 right now and 72. We'll take it for a wintertime temperature. A little on the cold side, but not so bad. All the buds up here in the light, like closer to this dual-ended and closer to this 150, they're definitely getting a little more heat though. So everything up there is like in the upper 70s and 80s. The upper canopy is really growing very, very healthy right now, even though it's a hair lower on temperature down below the canopy. So, and honestly, I think that's one reason why the lower buds on this plant are purpled out so much better. You can see tons of purples down throughout all this lower growth, and you go up here to some of these that are right under there, and there's not nearly as much purple on it until you start getting lower. Get those lower temperatures and it really brings out the color. But all right, back over to the Ghost OG. Yeah, now I got that turned off. Let's get some close-ups. See, it's starting to get some frost on it, rather nice. Nice bud formation for day 22. Should end up with some pretty chunky, frosty, happy buds. So, just the way Ghost's supposed to do. Couldn't be happier. But yeah, I don't think there's too much else to be said about the Ghost here. I think from here though, we can move it on over to the Dark Plasma. Dark Plasma is ocean grown genetics and has been in flower now 8 days. We're on day 8 of flower. And so far, so good. It's finally stretched up to the top part of the rung there, which is a little faster than I wanted, but overall not bad. It's definitely a very OG dominant pheno, either OG or cookie, we'll see. But yeah, it's Obi-Wan OG crossed with form cut Girl Scout cookies, so I would expect somewhat of a decent stretch on it. Overall, killing it. Pretty decent structure. It's going to continue stretching from here, so it's going to be another tall plant. Once this one comes out, that one will probably move forward and be put under this 150 where I can let a little bit of my taller plants that extend out go. Other than that, I have some very healthy, happy growth on here. See the pistils popping out on all the different tops there, so probably got another week and a half of stretch, and yeah, probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks of until it's fully into flower mode. So it's going to be a tall plant. Hopefully it stays within height that I want, because I was hoping it would stay a hair more squat than this, but we'll find out. I already had to lower it down. It was elevated up for a while. Now it's already lowered all the way down to the ground, and yep, not a lot else to be said. May have to adjust this light and like tilt it a little bit while that gets a little taller up until this gets harvested. But that's it. That's the flower tent. There's a whole lot of bud in there and a whole lot of young plants. So these two come down in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. These one's a little ways out. This one's still 5-6 weeks out. That one's yeah, almost 6 weeks, and we'll find out on that. I haven't ran it before. So from here, let's move it on with the show. At this point in the show, of course, we got to come through and thank the sponsors. We'll start off with my website, NVcmg.com. If you want to support the show, pick up some merchandise. I have these cool transparent stickers, transparent background with the NV logo. I got 4-inch round Big Dookie stickers also, so see, the pretty decent size actually. No joke, nice high quality vinyl stickers. Ring spun cotton t-shirts, so they have a little bit softer feel to them. The NV logo and Big Dookie logo, go check them out, NVcmg.com. And go check out the forum boards as well. Definitely a lot of useful information on there. Some, you know, fun grows to look at, some good pictures. Someone started a thread a little while ago with night shots only, which is pretty cool. There's, you know, probably 10 or so different pictures on there right now that all of them look pretty good. So if you guys got some good night shot pictures, go over to the forums, check them out, and post some more. But let's move it on to the sponsors of the show, North Genetics. If you guys need any seeds, check out North Genetics for some of your polyhybrid seeds. They'd be killing the game, doing a great job with them. So anyone that needs them, North Genetics on Instagram, North Genetics on Gmail, northgenetics@gmail.com. Send them a message, Closet MG, get 20% off your donation. Skunk Labs Horticulture. Skunk Labs Horticulture helps me out providing the nutrients to get my plants growing, and they've done a great job for me so far. So if you're looking for any Skunk Labs products, definitely go visit them, skunklabshc.com. And if you order anything, email them, skunklabshc@gmail.com, with your order number and the message Closet MG, and they will make sure to put in a free gift in your order to make sure it's worth it for you. So definitely get a hold of them if you order any Skunk Labs products. Last and most certainly not least, TopShelfLight.com, doing such a great job so far with this product right here, the Duolux 600. You guys have seen it. I've run more than enough rounds with it. Every one of them has came out pretty damn healthy, pretty damn potent, and I even won a cup with some of the Beyond Dreams I won from it. So if you guys want any LED products, go visit TopShelfLight.com. Use the discount code ClosetMG for 10% off. Now, on to veg. Okay, here we go. You can see my dripper systems are on for their evening feeding right now. But yeah, everything's working pretty good. Like I see this one I just transplanted into a number 2 pot, so I just have that in there because I don't want to overwater it. This one I have a full-size dripper. Well, I have a dripper and a full-size one in there. Only because I didn't want to put that other dripper over here and overrun that little pot without enough roots in it yet. But let's get talking about it. Veg. We'll talk about the big one here first. This is moneyberries. I've been pretty excited about this plant actually, and still am. So since the last time you guys have seen it, I took it and I put it in this big old tomato cage. It's in a number 5 pot. I think you guys seen it in a number 5 pot last week, but since then I put the tomato cage on top, sandwiched it all down, evened out the canopies. So it is really thick foliage though, so I may go through and just pluck a few of these fan leaves through here just to kind of clear it out. But other than that, it's doing really well. I'm excited because it's going to replace the Toxic Lord. So 2 more weeks until 8 goes in. By the time 8 goes in 2 more weeks, I should be a little closer to this rung and have a nice big healthy even canopy. So I'm very happy and excited for this plant. I think it's going to be a great run of moneyberries, and I'm going to have a whole bunch more of that sativa dominant purpley stuff. So happy about that, and excited to get it running. So next one in here you guys have not seen yet. This is a plant I got over from my homie, much thanks to you. You know who you are, but those that don't know, I have a friend of mine that holds on to a lot of my genetics. Anytime I want to reintroduce or bring some back to the garden, he usually has them. We were actually looking at the count the other day, and he has 11 genetics over at his place, so pretty dope. And I think like 8 or 9 of them are mine. So pretty dope. I can pretty much come back to most things I've grown over the last 2 years. But this plant right here is Kosher Smurf. You see I've only run it 1 time so far, and this was one of my original clones. I took the clones, gave it to him, he was vegging it up, make sure I stay within my counts. And now I'm ready to bring it back because I had harvested some things, I'm down in my count, and after finishing it out, it looked pretty damn good. So I think, not this week, but next week, I think that'll be the smoke on the show because it'll be about done curing then. And it had some really unique citrus tones, like earthy citrus. It was really good. So not as much like the Cinex or like Cinderella 99 though. Those are more like woody citrus. This is more like earthy, cushy, hashy citrus. And it was really fucking nice, like a mix between lemon and tangerine kind of. But yeah, so I got a really, smell and flavor profile out of it that I wasn't expecting, and I thought it'd be fun to run again. So I got this one back from my homie, and like you see, it's not exactly the healthiest plant in the world, but it's getting there. Some of his newest growth on it was nice, and I've had it for 4 days now, and the first day I just flushed through the soil, replaced it back with the nutrient system I use, the Skunk Labs, and then on the second day I transplanted into this one. So, and I think it's been in this bin for either 2 or 3 days now, I can't remember. So either case, hopefully when I get back from my vacation, this one's a nice big old healthy bush that I can then LST back down. And I did top all these main tops in here. And this one I've been kind of super cropping and pinching on just because it's taken off ahead of the rest. But then I plan on, like I said, I'm going to LST all those tops down and turn it into a bush, kind of like that, but with an LST technique on that number 2 pot. So that's what I got going for the 2 plants in cocoa. Let's talk about the hydro system. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting to see me run some hydro, and yeah, deep water culture, recirculating system, so far so good. Let's take a look in there. We got some roots. Last week I had it up and running, but I didn't have any roots or anything in there yet. This week, look at that, got some fish bones, got 2 or 3 of them hanging down, got another little one hanging off the side. Not bad for starter roots in 1 week. I'm happy about that. So these are Beyond Dreams, both of them, and this one actually has more roots than the other one. This one has like 3 or 4 pieces. It's gonna be hard to get at this angle. There you go. It has a couple of them hanging off the side there, but none hanging out the bottom. But either case, there is healthy roots coming off both of them. And I know from last week's episode, and it was mentioned a couple times in the comments, that I didn't have enough aeration in there. And that's one reason why I had the water levels a little high and that type of thing. Since then, I have taken a hair amount of the water out now that I have roots projecting down into it. And I still have it high, but I took a little bit out. I upped the ppms from 300 ppms up to about 400 ppm, so it's getting closer to its full veg doses now. I topped both of these plants, and I changed around the air pump. So last week when I filmed it, I had this air pump running in there, and it really wasn't doing shit. It was, but not nearly enough. So since then, so you can see the 2 clear lines. Those 2 clear lines are going to each one of the buckets in the hydro system coming off of this one. Now, out of the other 4 lines, 2 of them go into this reservoir, 2 of them go into this reservoir. This is my veg, my flower reservoirs for the dripper systems. I have one of the lines cut off completely on each one, and the other one I have restricted way down. So realistically, I have like 80% of the air coming off of this pump going into these 2 lines going over here. So probably 40% of the air going there, 40% going there, and then the other 10% going here, 10% going here at the most. So I have a good amount of bubbles coming in here now, but it's honestly still a little light than what I want. You can see the bubbling down there is decent, but that's still a little light from what I want. So I'm really expecting here to get a new pump though. Should be in within the next day or 2. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town, so I'll hook it up as soon as I get back. But I have another commercial style pump that's 570 gallon per hour air pump with 6 ports on it, and I think I'm going to use that and just use 2 ports on it, restrict off the other ones, and use those 2 ports to blast through just on these 2 pumps. So this one will have a commercial unit just for these 2 root zones. So that'll be really nice. Other than that, there's not a whole lot else to be said about veg. Everything's working, growing along good, and I'm happy with the progress. So hopefully when I get back here in after 4 days, because like I said, my flight leaves in the morning, then I get back 4 days later, midday. So once I'm hoping once I get back, I should see some pretty good progress on all of these plants. So the other good thing about having the recirculating setup and this, 19 gallon res connected to this, is I got somewhere around 20 gallons-ish or so of water in the entire system. And it really helps me keep my pH stable by having that large amount of water recirculating in there. So I've been kind of testing it over the last few days, and it's only been drifting like 0.2 over 2 days. So that's really, really nice right now. So I'm pretty sure I can set it by the time I come back in 4 days. It'll still be somewhat within range. It'll be ready to adjust, but it'll be within range, and everything should be healthy, including my deep water culture plants. So pretty excited and happy about that. And that's veg for this week. So not a whole lot going on, but the 4 I do got going on are chugging right away and doing a great job, I think. So pretty happy, pretty healthy. And yeah, other than that, I guess we can talk about some clones. I got some clones up there. Unfortunately, I have to apologize to Jay Blizz. His Mango Pheno of Smurfzilla passed away. He sent me a cutting of that, or someone has sent me a cutting. I'm not going to admit to anything, but no, that cutting ended up dying in the cube. His other keeper phenos, Smurfzilla, and the other Chem K still look all right. And then other than that, I think two of my ghosts up there have roots. So that's good. Those ones can go into solo cups. I think they're going to go to homies though. And Dark Plasma should have roots any day. Like I can see nubs and things on the top of the cube on one of them to where it's about to start rooting. So let me see. Yeah, these ones are Dark Plasmas. Not the best looking clones, but they're definitely starting to root. So honestly, this is the only setup I'm worried about when I'm going is these clones. These ghosts are leaving today, so I don't have to worry about those. The Dark Plasmas, I think I might send the one that's almost rooted with my homie today too, just to make sure he has one just in case. But everything else I'm going to leave in here, and I'm going to hella spray it down. I'm probably going to slightly tilt it and then put all the clones to this side, and then on the tilted side I'll leave a small puddle of water. That way it stays humid throughout the next 4 days. And I'll just really hope with no air exchange that it stays all right. So that's the plan anyways. And if not, you know, it is what it is. I'll just be upset that I lost those North Genetics cuts. That's what I'll be most upset about. Dark Plasma I'll be mad about too, but I mean, let's face it, I know a whole bunch of guys on the Growers Round Table doing bigger pheno hunts of that than me. So chances of me having a better pheno than them is slim to none, but we'll see if I can outgrow them. That's what we'll see. So that's it for veg. I think that's the tent we're heading on to next. Okay. And the LED tent, as you can see, beasting out of control. Beautiful canopy, lots of bud. I left it a little thick on the underside, but got the lollipopping done. So I did extend the canopy about an inch, 2 inches down under the scrog net. But overall, really, really nice grow. See TopShelfLight.com, Duolux 600. If you guys want one, hit up TopShelfLight.com. Use the message ClosetMG. At their discount code, get yourself 10% off. And as you can see, beautiful plants. Nice little button buds everywhere. And these are all on day 23. So it's actually 1 day ahead of the other scrog I have with the Ghost. The good thing about this too is this is one of the quickest flowering phenotypes I have. It'll be done in 7.5 to 8 weeks tops. So this one's 1 day ahead of the other scrog in terms of actual days in flower, but this will end up getting harvested about a week to a week and a half quicker than that Ghost OG will. Ghost, I take a minimum of 9 weeks with those pure OGs. A lot of people say 9.5, or they actually prefer 10 to get, you know, full ripening of the trichomes, but 9 weeks is like a minimum on most heirloom OGs. So that's what I plan on running, is right around 9.5 at the most, whereas this one's going to run 8. So it should be a good 9, 10, 11 day gap in between the two harvests, which will be nice. I'll be able to harvest this, get it hung, maybe even spend 2-3 days harvesting it if need be, get it all hung up in there, and then by the time it dries out and gets put into jars, the other one will be coming down. So it should work out pretty nicely. Yeah, Beyond Dream, one of my favorites. Talked about the genetics of it, haven't mentioned them in a few episodes. It's Purple Kush. Well, no, it's more or less a 3-way hybrid of Purple Kush, Blue Dream, and Plushberry. But the actual genetics of it are Beyond Purple crossed with Dreamberry. Dreamberry is Blue Dream crossed Plushberry. Beyond Purple is Purple Dream crossed with Purple Kush. Purple Dream is Purple Kush crossed with Blue Dream. So you have some very Purple Kush dominant Blue Dream hybrid on one side with a Blue Dream Plushberry hybrid that's somewhat 50-50 in the middle of those two phenos on the other side. And I got a very Purple Kush dominant phenotype that flowers quickly, and that's my keeper cup winning cut. So, and as you guys have seen, I've run 4, 5, 6 runs of this now, and I don't plan on stopping. This stuff is truly some amazing smoke. I really enjoy smoking it. One of my favorite smokes in my garden overall. You know, good structure, good texture, amazing flavors, decent potency, like as overall smoke, I give it like 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, like fucking phenomenal. So with peaking its best in the flavor category, real creamy berry awesomeness. So yeah, that's our LED tent though. We'll get one more under canopy shot, see how the bottom of some of these structures looking. See, it's doing pretty good. There's a very small amount of light coming through down here, but I've definitely caught the majority of the useful light with canopy and let things blow up pretty good. So I guess there's nothing else to do now other than go smoke. So let's head on over and smoke us some flowers. All right, and we're back here, ready to smoke again. So let's get into it. Today, smoking on some dreamberries. Adjust this light so y'all can see a little better. Pretty stuff. But yeah, this is my dreamberry run under the dual-ended ceramic metal halide. This is my first time, well, I actually smoked a bowl of it the other day, but this is my first time running it under an HID system. And honestly, I think I got a little better structure out of my LED. I think the yield and bud size might have been a hair better on this HID run, but yeah, no, I think this gave me a little more yield. Also, being that it was a very full spectrum bulb, I think it grew very similar to what you would expect outdoors, so I had a little bit more leafier bud structure. But the frost coverage is phenomenal, so I'm going to put on a quick close-up, and you guys can take a look at that while I get ready for this bong rip. So, see the nice close-ups on the same bud I'm holding. Looks pretty decent. Nice amount of frost to it. And with all that being said, I think it's about time we get smoking. I'm going to be smoking on my Zob again, taking a fat bong rip with you guys, and I'm going to use some of my Twisted Bee hemp wick. Like I told you guys, I sent this over a little bit ago, and yeah, I kind of like it. I've been using this hemp wick lately, and it's not so bad. It's one more step into lighting my bowl, though. That sucks. Other than that, though, I enjoy it. So this one's for all the subs. There's 29,750-ish. So getting real close on that 30,000 mark, which is pretty awesome. So once again, if you want some hemp wick, go down below. Thank you to all the subscribers, and cheers. This is the thick version of the hemp wick this time. Man, tastes phenomenal, I'll tell you that. Cannot complain. There's a little bit left, let's finish it out. So, delicious stuff. I think maybe next week I'll probably do a separate video with the rosin press and smoking a little bit of rosin, so I'll keep that out of the weekly update for now. But yeah, pretty good. Let's get on out of here. I'm gonna tell you guys though, I had someone stop by in between filming the LED tent and coming to smoke with y'all, and we took some dabs and took some time, so everything's asleep right now, so we're gonna get some night shots as we get out of here. Alright, so once again, come check out NVcmg.com, forum boards, merchandise, check out the sponsors. You're looking for nutrients, beans, or LEDs. And as we come around into it, let's look at a night shot here of the Beyond Dream on day 23. You can see the frost coming in great. And come over here. You can really see the color pop on this moneyberry. And Toxic Lord, frosty as can be. Ghost OG, and very much asleep, Dark Plasma. So that's what we got going on. I got to get out of here, get these tents closed. They've been open for almost 2 minutes now. 2 minutes too long. But all right, it's NVclosetmedgrower, your homie, Mr. Big Dookie, and we're out of here. Have a wonderful week, y'all. Peace. For more NVclosetmedgrower content, click on the videos to the left, visit my website, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching.